Welcome to Empower Her Radio, the space for powerhouse women ready to step into their next level of abundance, purpose, and personal freedom. I'm Dr. Corey Winn, a high performance coach, doctor of physical therapy, philanthropist, and business consultant. I help ambitious women align with their highest calling, expand their wealth and impact, and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're a high achieving woman who's built success yet finds yourself craving more alignment, more purpose, more ease, you're in the right place. Here, we bridge the gap between ambition and fulfillment. Through transformative conversations and proven strategies, you'll gain the courage to step into the fullest expression of you. Build a powerhouse business that aligns with your expertise and divine gifts, and lead your life, both personally and professionally, with unshakable confidence, worthiness, and compassion. This is about expansion, legacy, and owning your power unapologetically. You already have everything inside of you to create a life of unlimited possibility. It's time to unlock it. Welcome to your next level. Let's dive in. I am so excited today to have and welcome Jennifer Lloyd, a woman who embodies resilience, reinvention, and empowerment. As a devoted wife and mother of 6, Jennifer has navigated the complexities of motherhood, entrepreneurship, and leadership with grace and determination. She is the current Mrs. Queen of the World, a seasoned international model, and the founder of Jennifer E. Lloyd Artistry, where she helps women step into their confidence through high-end beauty and pageant photography. Her journey from stepping away from corporate America to build a business that fuels her passion to walking some of the world's most prestigious runways is a testament to the belief that it's never too late to start. Through her work and advocacy, she is dedicated to helping women feel seen, valued, and empowered in every stage of life. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Corey. It's a pleasure to be here today.
So I want our audience to just hear about your journey. I know it's one that has inspired so many. So can you take us back to kind of the beginning and tell us all the things?
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Lloyd. I really put a lot of emphasis on being a mom because that's a priority in my life. I'm a mother of 6 kids. I'm also a wife to a very busy corporate leader. And we both together, we own and operate a multi-million-dollar corporation, house over 100 employees, and are knee deep in commercial developments. On top of managing all of this, I love to multitask. I'm a great cook. I love to entertain and host. And I find myself planning a lot of events and parties to have friends and family enjoy and celebrate with us. But outside of that, I also am a photographer as well as a professional hair and makeup artist. So I do juggle a lot of different roles as a woman, but hey, we're women, we can multitask and we're very versatile. My journey was never this complicated, I want to say, years back, because I prioritized a lot of my time just being a mom and just being present. And I love speaking to women about this because I realized through my life journey of being a mom and an entrepreneur, I saw that there are seasons, and sometimes during a season you have to pause, and that
Yeah,
pause can sometimes deplete your self-confidence. Sometimes that pause will prevent you from feeling like your old self, because your
mhm,
focus and your priority becomes, it's different, right, when you're raising children. But I
right.
always like to encourage women that true empowerment means that you have the right to choose. And for myself, during these seasons, I chose to be a stay-at-home mother, and I
Mhm.
put some of those passions and those ideas aside, and I just raised my kids. But I was still always thinking and doing something mentally as well as physically to stay involved in those passions and keeping my dreams alive. But I also realized that, if you're a woman and you're very career oriented, and that suits you, right, then there's nothing wrong with it. That is what
Right,
suits the woman. So
right.
I spend a lot of my time right now encouraging women through my advocacy work. I've partnered with a global nonprofit called Dress for Success. I don't know if y'all have heard of Dress for Success, but they have about 130 affiliate offices all around the world. And their focus
Wow.
and mission is about empowering women holistically. So these women who are transitioning out of different seasons, whether you're a grandmother, a woman coming out of the military, maybe you're just jumping back into the workforce because you took a break raising your kids. This nonprofit really equips women to be successful, find leads, learn skill sets. There's access to laptops and, of course, opportunities to meet mentors and be around women in industries that they're interested in. I
Mhm.
put a lot of my work in photography with Dress for Success, and I take photos. It seems very simple, but in real life terms, we spend a lot of money getting ready for that interview
Yes. Yes.
and a lot of time preparing for that interview, but we don't know how to show up prepared digitally. So I found this really cool niche. I'm like, I can take professional headshots of women, set them up for success so that when they're on apps like LinkedIn or Indeed and recruiters or leads are scouring through to see who could potentially be that right candidate, that headshot is going to say, hey, I'm capable, I'm
Mhm.
trustworthy, I'm experienced,
Absolutely.
I am
Absolutely.
ready. So this has been my advocacy work. A lot of it's aligned with the pageant journey that I have been on. And I'm so very fortunate that I have people like you that are allowing me to share my testimony. And hopefully this will empower others to follow their passions and use their gifts to help someone else.
Well, and I mean, I so love all the work that you're doing because so many women want that same break. They have children, their priorities change, they want to stay home with their children, and then that leap back into the workforce is incredibly scary. There's that immediate thought of, I haven't been in this industry for 10, 15 years. I haven't updated my wardrobe. I How am I going to show up professionally? So just that you see and honor those women and help them feel seen and help them prepare. I mean, that's honestly half the battle of showing up for a job interview or showing up virtually well. I mean, you've got half of it done already. So I really honor and love the work that you're doing because there are just so many women who are just so afraid and don't take that leap again because they don't think that they're capable anymore.
So true. I often run into women who have great wealth, great education, had a background, whether they were models or an attorney, someone who was a sales executive for Fortune 500 companies. They
Hmm.
take a break and they come back and they realize, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not prepared. I don't feel
Hmm.
like I used to be. I'm not confident. And so it's really important that we empower and equip women, women who are in industries to share like, hey, we all experience imposter syndrome.
Right.
You can break through those barriers and gain confidence. And it's not always just about confidence. I have to share, Corey. It's always for me, it's like courage, you know, it's like you can't have courage unless you have a little bit of fear in that. And so try to encourage women to just have that courage and that confidence will slowly come to you.
Hmm. Take us back a little bit to when you were in corporate America. What was the big shift for you to pivot and go in this entrepreneurial world?
The challenge that I faced was just being limited on time, right? Because time is a value, time is money. And I really wanted to be able to balance my life, my work life. And I really don't know if there's a right answer. It's different for every family, but for my family, I really needed to be present.
Hmm.
Having six kids and having such a bustling family with sports and of course you have homework and you want to be able to be present with your children, right? There's a lot that goes on in the home life. I realized that I couldn't afford to be away.
Hmm.
And did that affect my confidence at times? Absolutely. Did I hear comments from other women saying, oh, you just stay home all day? Like, listen, lady, I'm not, I'm not just staying home. You know, there's loads of laundry and I'm creating these amazing meals for my husband because it makes me feel good. And I like to serve him a good plate because he's a good man, you know, and I still have that old fashioned tradition in me. But I also want to make sure that my kids are healthy, mentally. It's you have to be present where you can talk to your children and then they build that trust with you. But
Mhm.
if for myself, if I'm hustling all day and I come back and I have a lot on my plate and I'm trying to decompress, it's really hard to connect with so many kids, right? And get to that level. So for me, it's like that time was so much of a value that I recognize I got to do something that can allow me to pursue my creative arts, but also I can dictate what client I want to work with. I could dictate how many hours I want to spend on this. And
Mhm.
that's when the photography era in my life just kind of boomed. And I was one of the lucky ones. I got pushed during COVID because we were all stuck in this living room together. Offices were closed, kids were home. And I was just thinking, what am I doing? And I always had this dream of just capturing most beautiful photos of women. I love beauty. I love makeup artistry. Like I wanted to capture that. And I was always inspired by some of these incredible photographers in the beauty industry. And when I jumped into it, Corey, I had no idea, again, no idea even like what type of camera to get,
Right.
how to turn it on. I never had like a camera that was so in depth and or expensive. And let me tell you, if you are looking to invest in a business, the people that are closest to you, believe me, they will be the ones that say, "Are you sure? Like
Oh, yeah.
this is expensive. Are you sure?" You know, and and that was my husband, for instance, because he was questioning, "Gosh, that's really expensive, and that's an expensive hobby." But it wasn't for me at the time. I was like, "Gosh, I want to do something for me," you know, and I'm juggling kids and I need to be creative because I want to have like this self-worth and this confidence that I know it's bustling inside of me. And I'm a big believer. I believe in Jesus. And so I know those little whispers that I get, that was him
Uh-huh.
telling me that I've given you the encouragement, I've given you these gifts, go out and do something about it. And so
Yes.
um, that courage left me with tons of trial and error. I had so many trials and error. And I remember being so frustrated, but it was during that trial and error process that I really learned that perfectionism doesn't exist, that
Uh-huh.
I can only keep rising from where I'm at. And when you're putting yourself out there, you're vulnerable, but you're growing. And so I continue to grow. Now it's like someone will ask me, like, what light did you use? Or how did, you know, what did you shoot on your aperture? And my advice is honestly, you just got to get out there and do the reps. You
Mhm.
have to put the reps in there. And sometimes you fail and then you get better and you get better and then you continue to rise. And sometimes I pinch myself now because I'm put in situations where I'm shooting like a VP of Visa. That this happened like last week. I was at a women empowerment event and I was looking around the room and it was like these women were VPs of Amazon and Visa and Morgan and Chase and there was about 30 of them and I just kept thinking, okay, I got this, I got this. You know, like we're all together in on this. But
Uh-huh.
they loved it. They loved it because guess what? They're so busy hustling out there with their masculine energy, right? Doing the very best
Right.
they can.
Oh, yeah.
And they forget how they really do need to show up on a digital platform prepared. So it was really fun taking their photos and even reflecting back as I was working on the photos today and just looking at the women and their beauty and their smarts, their intelligence. I just feel so very proud to be a part of a group of women that really truly embody excellence.
Well, and I mean, you said so many things in this, but
Mhm.
just giving yourself permission to fail, permission to try something new. So many of us live in fear and automatically assume, I could never do that. So I hope our audience hears today the courage that it took you, but also that you didn't expect for it to be perfect. It's going to be messy for a little while. You're going to go out and do something that you've never done before. You're not going to know how. That's okay. And the fact that you are now in rooms with other women who so appreciate everything that you do, I think that's what so many of us are looking for. I know that's what my clients are looking for. And that area is often hard to find with other women. So just kudos to you for so many things, but also just finding your place in the world. You know, so many of us are always looking for that place to belong. So in that room of really successful people, that's where you belong. And you made them feel so incredible about themselves in something that maybe some people would think is trivial in their own life, like, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time for pictures. But they're so incredibly valuable in the external world. So that is amazing.
It's so true. And when I even go through my LinkedIn account and I look at some of the photos, and I'm like, yeah, I know why the photo looks like that. It's because when you look at an investment with professional photography, your eyeballs go, woo, it's your eyes open because you're like, it's very expensive.
Mhm.
It's very expensive to have that intentional shot of you, but it's so very necessary, especially right now, because a lot of the communication's happening over different media platforms,
Right.
and it's truly about connecting with others. It's not always about the resume because look, I was at an event in Phoenix, and the back to work event, and we had women again from all different ages and women with lots of experience. And I learned during that session that ageism really does exist. You can
Mhm.
have the most beautiful resume, but if someone were to look at that, they might judge you based on too much experience. So women are having to pivot. So I think that first look at you is so very important, because within that first 7 seconds, they decide, do I want to talk to this person? Does she look friendly? Again, is she capable? Can she take this job? Is she prepared to face my customers? So
Mhm.
yes, it's so very important. And I just encourage all of y'all, if you need assistance, if you need extra support, reach out to organizations like Dress for Success, because I'm a partner with them. And there are an amazing group of different corporate affiliates that are also partnering with Dress for Success. And they'd be more than happy to help you.
Well, and just to know for these women who are listening that there are resources out there for them to step back into the workforce, because a lot of moms make the same choice that you did. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I'm still working, but I work my hours around when my daughter's in school for
Mhm.
those same reasons. Those are my priorities too, to be home with her. And I do hear from a lot of my clients, oh, I don't know. I want to step out into the workforce again, but how? Or or maybe I want to pivot and step away, but will I be able to come back?
It's
When-
so true. And it's hard. It's very hard for moms. It's very difficult for moms. And that's why, like, it's important that we all share our truth. We have to share our truth because we're giving so much sacrifice to our families, to our kids, right? For the greater good. We love our family. We love our children,
Mhm.
right? And it doesn't take away from our professional skills. It doesn't take away from our capabilities. But it's important that women truly be able to support each other as we're transitioning through those seasons.
Well, and honestly, being a mom of six is of incredible value because you're multitasking and juggling 12 million things all the time. So anyone would be truly, any company would be so valuable if you were working with them just because of that skill set. And I think that that's one thing that moms don't realize how many things that they do during the day and how much they juggle.
That's
When
so
you
true. Mhm.
when you think about your photography and your love following that dream, how have you seen that affect or reflect in your children's lives? I mean, all of your children are looking up to you as a mom,
Mhm.
seeing you go after that dream. What if they said, how have they reacted?
It has been very fun having conversations with my kids, I have to say, because I have kids from different age groups. I have twin daughters that are in their 30s, and then it goes in the 20s, and then we have our youngest who's 8. And the interesting part about me stepping outside of the norm is that they're inspired. They're inspired by the financial independence. And
Mhm.
for them to see the clients that I work with and the opportunities that are given, it really does push them to explore ideas. And for instance, I have a daughter who loves animals, and she's a vet tech and getting married. And her dream is to work in an animal emergency room, and she's doing that. But
Mhm.
she also has a dream of boarding animals because she loves taking care of senior animals that need special care, such
Oh,
as
wow.
proper nutrition, proper medications, and it really does take someone who really loves animals.
Mm-hmm.
And if I met my daughter Noelle and I needed someone to take care of my two dogs, she would be the perfect person because she is so passionate about it. So I've been encouraging her, and we've been having a lot of fun conversations about how to get her business started and what does
Uh-huh.
that look like. And truly, you can take what seems like a simple idea and monetize that.
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
if you're bringing in a stream of income, a couple thousand a month, or maybe an extra thousand, I mean, that's still great money if you're doing something that you love. And what's really cool about word of mouth is that literally you'll get referrals.
Mm-hmm.
And if you truly love what you're doing, people will refer you and you'll find yourself being overbooked. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes time, but it happens. And that's what's happened to
Oh,
me. I get referrals and I love it when I get repeat clients back because I feel so proud. I feel proud that they love the experience they had with me. They trust me with their photos, right? Because
mhm.
there's a lot of vulnerability that happens when you're kind of naked in front of a magnifying lens.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so I love that. And I love that I can encourage my children, but also women who are seeking their passions, doing,
Mhm.
they want to do something, but they don't have that faith thinking, gosh, can I really monetize this? Can I really do it? But the
Mhm.
answer is you can. There's
Absolutely.
so much work out there. You absolutely can.
Well, and I had a similar conversation with my daughter just this morning. I said, I don't want you to ever find yourself in a job that sucks your soul away. I said,
Hmm.
no, don't get me wrong. There will be times when you just have to suck it up for a little while and maybe be in a job that you don't love because that's where you are in the moment. I said, but don't ever give up on yourself. I said, if you have a dream to do anything, I mean, right now, same sort of thing. She loves animals. She's 9. But, you know, I hope that we can encourage this next generation to speak up for themselves, to go for
Hmm.
what they want, regardless of how hard or illogical someone may say that it is. Because as soon as you make that decision, doors open.
You're absolutely right. I met a lady who she does contract work for Microsoft just on the side because she worked with them for over 20 years.
Hmm.
And her business is about taking a sabbatical.
Oh,
And
wow.
think about this for a second. She teaches executives how to rest.
Hmm.
And I just couldn't stop talking to her because I was just amazed at the idea of, well, first of all, it's so necessary. If you're a
Hmm.
very busy person, you don't know how to rest and you need someone to help you schedule that, whatever that may be. But I think it's so necessary. And I thought, gosh, this is such an inspiring story. So that's why I wanted to share that with you.
It's
but
absolutely true. One of
it's
my
so
best friends
true.
is an engineer and a professor at UW, and
Uh-huh.
she's on sabbatical this year. And I forgot that she was on sabbatical because she's still so busy. And I thought,
Yes.
where would you be right now if you were still teaching classes and you were in your lab? If this
Yes.
is sabbatical, what is typical life?
And and starting a business may seem extremely intimidating because there's a lot of paperwork that gets involved, right? So you have to have a business name, you have to get registered with your state. But I've got good news for your audience. You could literally get a free mentor. And this is sponsored by the Small Business Association Administration for the US government. It's called SCORE, SCORE.org. So I was
Yes.
vice chair for SCORE. And I have to tell you, the coolest thing about SCORE, you give them a call, they'll set you up with a mentor, help you walk through all the paperwork, help you learn how to get loans, give you some options that maybe you couldn't find online because
Mhm.
they have mentors that sign up for this organization to help you. One gal in particular, she's a sponsor for an award show that I'm a part of, the Global Beauty Awards, and she wanted to start her own makeup company. So she reached out to me. She wanted me to mentor her, but I said, you know what? I want to connect you with SCORE because I feel like they're going to equip you with someone who's going to help you with that marketing side and also branding. So guess who she met with? The executive of Sephora.
Oh, wow.
I know.
What
She
other perfect?
emailed me. She emailed
Wow.
me. She goes, "Oh my gosh, you totally saved me. You won't believe who I'm connected with. The executives Sephora." I'm like, "You go, girl. You go chase those dreams." So yes, reach out to score.org. Let them help you. And again, it's free. There's no weird, awkward pause or pressure to pay any money or donate. It's totally a free resource for you to check out. And this isn't just for people who want to start a business. This is for people who are trying to navigate business or trying to exit out as well. So,
I'm so glad you mentioned
yes,
that because I actually connected with SCORE recently, earlier this year, to set up my nonprofit. I mean, I had no
amazing.
idea where to start and started asking around in the community. And a colleague of mine said, you need to follow up with SCORE. They'll be able to help you. And that was the beginning of setting it all up and getting it going. Oh, that's so true. And until we have interviews like this, there's so many resources out there that people just don't know about. I mean, I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea about SCORE until that moment. And thanks to you, now all of our listeners will know about it too.
Oh, I'm happy to share that. And again, it's available. It's literally just one step. You just got to reach out, and your dreams are literally waiting there for you. And again, I'm a believer. I have such great faith in my Lord and Savior. And I have to tell you that those dreams, the feelings that you have, the whispers, trust in that there's a greater purpose for you. And if you believe in that, then I think that everything's going to be fine, and you're going to have all your dreams come true.
Yes. When you spoke just a little bit ago about getting behind the camera and people feeling totally naked in this new space and kind of being vulnerable as they embark on this new chapter, how do you help them with their confidence kind of in that moment when I'm sure, just like I would be, they're pretty afraid to step out there?
My one of my favorite clients battled cancer. She worked in social services for 25 years, and she wears a wig 24/7.
Mhm.
And she's the most beautiful face. And I remember during our session, she's there's a lot of counseling that's happening, and she's talking. And I said, "Hey, I would love, I would love for you to just remove your wig. I'd love to just take some pictures of you because you're so beautiful. This is how God created you. You're just so beautiful." And it was hard, but when she was able to remove that, and I contoured her head and I contoured her face, gave her the most epic lashes, and shot her against this beautiful black backdrop. These photos are so gorgeous, and she thanked me. It's not
Mhm.
something that I will share. It's when she's ready and when she will share it.
Right.
But this was a moment where she was so vulnerable and she trusted me. And one thing about photography, you have to share, like, again, if it doesn't matter how much wealth or how much education you have, you put that big fat lens in your face and know it's magnified. It's
Mhm.
scary. You lose your
Mhm.
confidence, but you have to remember that you are so worthy. You're so worthy of your dreams. The right light, the right angle can transform any photo, right? So it's like, if you can dream it, you can see it, you could totally be it. And that's what I strive for with my photography is when women sit in my chair, we talk about their fears, their wrinkles, how much weight they gained, or they used to model, or they used to have more hair. And I've learned that there's a solution to everything in photography. I can add in shadows where there's missing spots in the hairline. I could feel in missing spots in the eyebrows. I mean, I can take a contour, basically transform her face, put the right light on her, and boom, she is a supermodel. But that's a
Mhm.
skill set that as a gift, I had to learn it. It wasn't something that was overnight. These are techniques that I've learned over the years, over decades. And then I worked with also professional artists that taught me some techniques like in Hollywood. So I
Mhm.
could bring that to the everyday woman. And it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful to see that transformation, but then also her confidence. Like when she puts herself out there, she knows that like she's strong, her
Mhm.
approach, the way she looks, and she can go after her dreams.
Well, and so many women hide. They're
Mm-hmm.
so fearful of visibility. They hide behind their children, their families. They don't want
Mm-hmm.
pictures taken of them at all. And I think back I have pictures of me with my mom when I was a very small child and
Hmm.
then when I was in high school. And there's very few in the middle. And just, even if these were photographs, like you said, that are never even used, but for
Hmm.
women to have pictures of themselves that they feel gorgeous in and allows them to see how
Hmm.
beautiful they are is is a gift that really is priceless
When
because
I look,
so
yeah,
many
I look
women.
at a woman and I don't see the flaws that she's talking about.
Mhm.
I don't. I love when I'm challenged. If I see a challenge, I go after it because it makes me feel good when she looks at herself and she says, "Oh my gosh, I look beautiful." You know, I've had women
Mhm.
cry in my chair.
Mhm.
Um, what she doesn't realize is that her children look at her in different eyes. God looks at her in different eyes. He created her as a masterpiece, and your children love you. They don't care about, how much weight you've gained or the wrinkles you have or, what
Mhm.
you used to look like. They love you. So, moms, don't be afraid to get in the photo because when
Uh-huh.
you die, your kids need to see you. They
Mhm.
will miss you. They need to see you. And they don't care about the wrinkles, they don't care about those imperfections because to them, they love you. You are
Yeah.
the light of their life. So I encourage all moms, get in front of the camera. Get in front of the
Mhm.
camera. Be open to getting your photo taken and share that. Like it's such a beautiful journey. I don't know if you recognize this, but a lot of like marketing media, it's all about everyday women.
Mhm.
You're not seeing the supermodel, everywhere on those pharmacy commercials. I mean, you are seeing everyday people, right?
And
And
thank goodness because people are finally feeling like they're seen.
mm-hmm,
Now you can
exactly.
see somebody who looks like you
True.
on
Mm-hmm.
the cover of the magazine or on the
Mm-hmm.
next ad for whatever skin cream. I don't know. But
It's
yeah,
so true. It's so true. So yes, don't be
I
afraid to
noticed
get in
that
front.
probably most recently in like lingerie ads and women's clothing ads. It was like, oh my gosh, look at all of these beautifully shaped different women. And,
Mm-hmm.
seeing my daughter see that especially health is comes in all shapes and sizes and people are beautiful in all shapes and sizes. And if we can just continue to foster that over the years,
Mm-hmm.
can you imagine what the next generation of women will be?
Oh, God bless us.
Right?
we've
Right?
all we've all been through that phase where we just like something about ourselves. And I'm 47 now, and I look back and I'm like, gosh, why was I so hard on myself when I was a kid or when I was a teenager? Because
Mhm.
you don't know. You don't know. But take it from us. Appreciate the things that you have and your beauty, your size. Just you're beautiful. You're perfectly made.
Mhm. Absolutely. I hope that our audience hears that you are perfectly made because our
Mhm.
clients come from all over the world, from all different backgrounds. And if we can start today helping them love themselves, then we've accomplished something absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
You've walked some of the most prestigious runways, been featured in so many major media outlets, and have built this thriving photography business. What's next for you?
I'm spending quite a bit of time working on my new home out in Cabo. This is a project that has been in the works for several years because my husband and I are thinking about our future generation of grandkids and
Mhm.
also possible retirement, just kind of slowing down. So I'm really having a good time redreaming things because
Yeah.
I feel like a newlywed, having
Mhm. Yeah.
to shop for simple things like sheets and houseware because I haven't had to
Uh-huh.
do that. So I've been really enjoying that. But my life doesn't stop with my philanthropy work. I have a big event coming up next week, April 11th through the 14th. It's the Global Beauty Awards, the first of its kind. It's like the Oscars of pageantry.
Oh,
A lot of my
wow.
clients come from the pageant industry, and so this room will be filled with hundreds of people flying in from all over the world, being celebrated and recognized for their social impact. And I love being in rooms like that where I see people who see the greater good and want to make a change. And sometimes the work doesn't get celebrated because they're behind the scenes. They're the
Right.
supporter, they are the parent, or they're in
Uh-huh.
production. So it's really cool to see people recognize. So that's what I'm working on coming up next. You can find out more about the Global Beauty Awards by visiting the website. It's easy. It's theglobalbeautyawards.com. And if you guys are in the area, in the Bellevue, Washington area, we still welcome you. We still have some tickets available.
Oh,
We have
yay.
we have this incredible walk-off runway competition. It's open to everyone from all sizes, all ages, but someone will walk away as a Global Beauty Awards ambassador with $30,000 in sponsored cash prizes.
Oh,
So this
wow.
is kind of the cool stuff that I get to do where I
Yeah.
get to see someone's life get changed and be around change makers. So I will continually be producing the show, and then I foresee myself this year just continually working on my home and building more memories with my family.
Yeah, absolutely. If there was one lasting piece of advice you could give our audience, especially for the women or mothers who are just feeling stuck, what would that be?
Surround yourself with women that truly will hear you, like
Mhm.
not just uh, someone who you can have a cup of coffee, but someone who will hear you and have the ability to connect you with
Mhm.
someone that may help you in your journey. I found a good group of women that really listen to my dreams and
Mhm.
understand my challenges.
Uh-huh.
And it's been really amazing to see how that conversation will lead to an introduction or just access of some sort, going to an event, learning about someone or some industry, and then being able to plan ahead so I could find myself meeting that person.
Mhm.
One thing I've learned in the process of finding a good group of women is like you have to be more interested in that person than being interesting. And what I mean by that is
Yes.
you have to ask questions, get to know that person, right? Because everybody's running at 100 miles per hour. So be interested in them. And maybe being interested in them requires you to volunteer.
Mhm.
Maybe it requires you to show up to an event and get
Mhm.
out of your comfort zone and have a conversation with them and be prepared with a business card or some type of way that they can connect with you and then follow up with them. So
Mhm.
again, getting out of your comfort zone. And then also just, I think it's so very important when you have that contact that you are excellent. And what I mean by excellent, you show up on time.
Mhm.
When they email you, you email back quickly, okay?
Mhm.
Right? At least within 24, 48 hours, right?
Mhm.
There's follow through in your action because they have to believe that you, if they connect you with someone, a relationship, a contact, that you're going to follow through.
Right.
So just
Absolutely.
be excellent in who you are.
I love that. I want to make sure that our audience can connect with you and follow you. What's the best way that they can do that?
I have a website. I love my website because being multifaceted, like I don't know how to explain it all. Like you have to go to my
I
website.
love that.
But my website was actually built by a sponsor. Her name is Brittany Torres. And I want to give her a shout out because she is a mother, a young mom, and she had an idea. She wanted to create websites.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad that she sponsored me this year because it's been so busy with my title as Queen of the World and with my business, my photography. She was able to actually take everything about me and put it in this amazing website and have a press kit as well. So if you go to Mrs. Jennifer Lloyd, you can go find how to contact me on different platforms as well as connect with me. There's an inquiry page as well and learn more about me.
I love that. Thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing your story.
Ah, Corey, it's been so much fun. I feel like it's just gone so fast. And I just want to say thank you again for allowing me to speak. Just it means a lot.
Absolutely.
So thank you for your time and what you do to help others. And I will be holding this podcast in prayer. I just want to see that this hits a million plus ears and that we're able to change lives together.
I love it. I love everything you're doing to empower and inspire women. It's such needed work.
Thank you.
As we close out today's episode, I want to leave you with this. Your next level is already within you. If you're feeling that pull for more clarity, more alignment, and more courage to step fully into who you're meant to be, this is your invitation to take the next step. Whether you're an entrepreneur ready to scale or a woman standing at the edge of something bigger, the path forward starts with trusting your desires, owning your worth, and leading with your inner knowing. This is exactly what I offer. Private VIP coaching, and where I guide women inside the 10K Club and 50K Club through consulting with She Sells and Superhuman Selling to help you gain clarity, step into aligned action, and build a life and business that reflects your highest vision. If you're ready to explore what's next, let's have a conversation. Book a free call now at www.corywinn.com/free call. I can't wait to connect with you. Talk soon.